Notre Dame landed a massive commitment in the class of 2026 today, here on August 9th. Elijah Golden, a four-star defensive lineman from Cardinal Mooney down in Sarasota, Florida, has made his decision to play for the Fighting Irish over the Alabama Crimson Tide, the Oklahoma Sooners, and the Virginia Tech Hokies. As usual, Eric Thomas from Irish Illustrated here, and I'm breaking down everything Notre Dame is getting from this commitment on the field and what it means for the class moving forward. Let's do it. Listed at 6'4", 275 pounds, Golden is a consensus blue chip prospect. He's number 112 in the country by 247 Sports, number 16 among defensive linemen, and number 162 in the composite, number 23 at his position. And it's not difficult to see why when you watch Elijah Golden play. He has a lot of power coming off the line. He has actually quite a bit of quickness coming out of his stance and is able to kind of shoot gaps when needed when that's the assignment. But on that, he plays with a lot of discipline. I often call this playing with clean eyes. But for a defensive lineman, a lot of times when you're playing, the offensive line will try to manipulate your momentum against you. So if they understand that the run is going to go to the gap to, say, behind the left shoulder of the offensive lineman you're going behind, they may try to redirect you to the right. So you basically shoot that gap. You think you have a clear opening, but what you've actually done is leave the hole exposed and uncovered, and it's too late for you to recover, right? So when the offensive line is kind of manipulating that way and trying to get Golden to play undisciplined and shoot the gap, he's very good at making sure he manipulates his man and stays disciplined to his assignment. Plays with a lot of strength. He's able to get up into the chest of guys. He's able to work around guys, especially if they get one hand on him. He can go right around the outside. So he's more of that power rusher than the speed rusher. The speed element is really mostly off the line of scrimmage, right? It's just that quickness, that first step to get off. The thing about Elijah is it's very difficult to kind of fully understand his ceiling because everything he does right now is at a suboptimal pad level. Elijah plays the game of football basically standing straight up. Now he has the tools and the athleticism and everything to get away with that at the high school level, but the real projection for a player like Elijah Golden is you look at these blue chip tools, you look at the capability and the power that he plays with. You can feasibly see a path for this guy to be awesome at the next level if he can get the pad level down and really hone those tools, because everything he does, every asset that he has as an athlete lends itself well to, if he can get that pad level down, he is going to be a great player. But at the next level, it's a lot harder to be a great player if you're standing straight up. So a couple things to clean up for Elijah Golden, but on the whole, this is a player with just about every athletic tool that you would look for at the defensive line, whether that's a strong side end, whether that's an interior. I personally think he's a little bit more cleanly projected to the edge. But obviously, with Notre Dame going right, left, that versatility is only going to help him get on the field a bevy of different positions, maybe even some third down interior pass rush roles because he is 275. So there's a lot to like about this. Just need to get his pad level down. On the whole, this is a massive pickup for the Fighting Irish in the class of 2026. Golden is the fourth composite blue chip member of the class. There's two sort of designated edge rushers, a designated interior, and he's your flex man, the guy who can do both at a high level. Given his tool set, you can see, the ability to rush the passer, the high motor coming out in his film, and you can see that being something he's really good at the college level, especially as sort of a power rusher. On the interior side, you can see him being staunch against the run. You can see him working on the interior and pass rush roles on third down. So, like I said, there's a lot of versatility to like about Elijah Golden that will come with sort of the technical progression and kind of getting that pad level down. But when it comes to what to expect from Elijah Golden in this class, really it depends on how quickly he adjusts to the learning curve, right? Not only is he going to have a pretty decent jump in competition level like any other high school player, but because there is that learning curve of get your pad level down and be low enough to play at this level, just be low enough to use those tools. That's something that some guys can get in their first offseason on campus. That's something that can take you 2-3 years to figure out and be consistent and break your habits. It just depends. So the long-term projection for Golden, he's a blue chip prospect with a lot of great tools who could add to the Notre Dame defensive line room, most likely along either the edge or in a third down interior role. That being said, we're not sure exactly how long it'll take for him to round into more of that consistent three down player that he has the tools to become. Golden could very well become an excellent edge presence on against the run on first and second down, a staunch, disciplined presence that just makes sure nothing gets wide of him. That's kind of the long-term ceiling, right? That three down player who can just hold the edge down and make sure that nothing's getting outside his zone. We just got to see how long it takes for him to get there. As always, this is Eric Thomas with Irish Illustrated, breaking down the latest and greatest news in Notre Dame athletics and recruiting. I appreciate you watching.